already done dividing with a decimal here. If you remember, we did something like this. 3 into, I don't know, 3.6. What was the rule that we had when we had a decimal under the thing there? One simple little rule there, Charlie, was what? You bring up the decimal and divide like normal. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. I guess I can do the rest of this. And that's your answer. Today, though, we change it up just a little bit because today we're going to have a decimal in our divisor, this outside number, and that's going to mess things up dramatically for us. For example, oh good, there's the alarm. If you have 1.44 divided by 0.6, 1.44 divided by 0.6. Okay, here is the deal with today thing. And this was, Alex Hinker, you would appreciate this because this is the reason why they had that problem that you didn't quite get or whatever. We do not like this. We never want a decimal in our divisor. It is no good. It is a frowny face. It's very sad to have. Okay? You don't want a decimal there because we just don't deal with decimals in the divisor very well. Okay, so what happens is when you get a decimal in the divisor here, it's a pretty simple fix if you remember to do it. What you need to do is just simply move it till it gets out of there, till it's gone. To which Colton Shute is saying, that just seems way too easy. To which Colton Shute is saying, that just seems way too easy. Sure, is that way too easy? To which Colton Shute says, yes, Colton says that's way too easy. Let me give you this here. I am going to rewrite this same problem in fraction form. This is so Alex can understand why I just said what I said there. What we just did was we just took this decimal and moved it one place to the right and made it a 6 in the bottom. Okay? Which Colton Shute said that is just way too easy. That it shouldn't be that easy, and it's not. The deal is what did I have to multiply? What do I multiply 0.6 by to get 6? What times 0.6 gives me 6? Sam? 10. And the deal is, when you multiply the bottom of a fraction by 10, in order to keep the same fraction, you have to multiply the top by the same thing. So the top changes to 14.4, just like Alex, we did that problem that used the 3.5 and the 7, which just means this, kids. Colton, I know you said it was too easy. If you move the decimal one place in your divisor, you have to move your decimal one place in your dividend. Okay? That's why it's not quite as easy as it seems, Colton, in case you really wonder. Okay? So make sure you note that. The first thing you have to do is you need to get rid of the decimal in divisor. Okay, but then you have to remember, step 2 is you have to move the decimal. You have to move decimal in the dividend too. And it doesn't matter, I won't even do the division part of this first, but if you end up with a problem that looks like this, if that's your problem there, same rule applies. I need to take this decimal and move it all the way to the right and pretend like that number doesn't have a decimal anymore, but I have to do the same thing to this too. If I move this 2 places here, I need to move this 2 places here. And then you can do it just like we've been doing it. You bring the decimal up straight up from here. It's like taking 4 into 320. You end up with this. Bring down the 0. You end up with 80 as your answer. Okay, so that's the only new thing is that you need to move the decimal out of the divisor, and you need to move the decimal in the dividend the same amount of things there. Here is an example for you. Well, let's do this. And I'm going to show you, we talked about this before. How about this? 0.3 divided by 0.003, and this one, 0.003 divided by 0.3. Remember, I told you, you're going to have to use your notes probably in this, because both of these problems you can now do. Both of these problems are easy problems for you to do, and what I see a lot of people forgetting is which one goes under the fraction, which one goes under the division box, which one goes on the outside. Because it used to be back in the olden days, it was easy. Which one went under the box? The bigger number, because you always divided the small number into the bigger number. But with decimals, you can, that rule doesn't hold true. Okay, so when you look at these, which way, how do you write the actual division problem for these? Okay.
The number on the left.
Yeah, they actually flip-flop places when you write it out as a division problem. This one goes on the outside of the box, 0.003. This one goes inside the box. Same thing with this. This one, it goes on the outside of the box. This one goes on the inside. And then we have to follow our little rule here. I need to move the decimal how many places here? 1, 2, 3. And that means I need to move the decimal 1, 2, 3. Guess what happens here for those big loops?
Yeah, zeros.
Put your zeros in there. So this problem really changes into, and you could rewrite this if all those loops and stuff make you confused. This problem is the same exact thing as saying 3 into 300. Which you probably already know would be what?
100.
100. This problem here, move the decimal one place, move the decimal one place. Okay, what do you do with the decimal here? You're just going to have to bring it straight up here. 3 doesn't go into 0. 3 doesn't go into 0. 3 goes into 3 one time. So interestingly enough, the answer to this one is 100. The answer to this one is 100th. As it would be. But you really probably need to have some sort of a reference somewhere so you can look and see which way you put the things on whatever things, because people get confused where those things go sometimes. Okay, deal.
Why for the bottom problem did you only make the decimal move over?
Because that's, I only had to move it one place in my divisor to get it out of the divisor.
So you do
Okay.
the same
This one-
amount.
Yes, whatever, if you move this one, that's only one. Don't move it all the way over here. This one doesn't matter where the decimal's at, because you just bring it straight up from there. Here, you can never have a decimal in your divisor. That's why you move it over. You can have it in the dividend all you want, but never over here. Same thing. Whatever you move here, you have to move there. Let me give you another one, because I can tell you're probably more excited about this than I was. 0.24 divided by 0.8. Go ahead and do that one. 0.24 divided by 0.8. 24 hundredths divided by 8 tenths, if you're reading that out in layman's term. SoCal. Sure it says SoCal. Should. Is there a new name? You got an answer? Grace, you got an answer? What you got? 0.03, let's take a look and see. So you flip-flop these places, right? 0.8 went on the outside, correct? And inside was 0.24, right? You had to move the decimal one place here to get that thing. You have to move the decimal one place there. which means it moves straight up from there. So your decimal and your answer's gonna go there. 8 doesn't go into 0, you don't have to put the 0 there. 8 doesn't go into 2, but you can put the 0 there. How many times does 8 go into 24? 3 times, which is 24, and there's nothing left over. So it should be 0.3. You gotta be careful with, did you move this decimal over? Okay, you gotta do that. Otherwise, your answers will be very, very, very much in the wrong way. How about this one? 0.4 over 0.005. Do that division problem for me. And again, you need to know which one is being divided by which one in that case. Which one goes under the division box, Charlie? Are you guessing or are you telling? Huh? Exactly. Which one goes under the division box, Zach?
0.4.
Are you guessing or telling? Exactly. 0.4 goes under the division box. It's 0.4 being divided by 0.005. Sometimes you get answers that you necessarily wouldn't expect. Ava, you came up with
80.
80. Anybody else get 80? Taylor, you got
I got
8. Anybody else get 8? Ah, see, we got a couple 8s out there. Somebody get something besides 8 or 80. Holly? 8,000? 8 million?
0.080.
080. Is there a decimal there somewhere?
Before the 0.
0.080?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. First thing, you should have written the 005 outside of the division box of this. Alright. Again, remember, the decimals, we don't like decimals in this answer here, so we need to get it. We need to move it all the way to the right, which means I move it 1, 2, 3 places to get it there. That actually changes that to a 5. If I moved it 3 places here, I have to move it 1, 2, 3 places there, which actually changes that into a 400. And if you like, you can put your decimal there and bring it straight up. But 5 goes into 48 times. You're not done till you don't have anything to bring down anymore. And that gets you 18. Caroline.